And we'll begin laying down in the supported fish pose. And if you have your favorite version of that, take it the way you like it. My favorite version is just the lowest one. So if you've never done it before, if you're just not sure, you can follow along with me. One block low going across, and one block medium a little further for your head. Of course, though, if you like the vertical, that's an option as well. Now, if you have the horizontal block, the same version that I do, sometimes it feels good to wiggle a little so you can almost tuck the shoulder blades under on the back ribs. Legs here can be bent or straight. And just take a second to be here. Now, we won't do anything special right away. But notice, for many of us, we sit a lot. And when we sit, we don't sit particularly well. So the shoulders kind of roll forward and the head pulls forward. So allow this position to be an undoer of that. There be some width across the collarbones. Let the shoulders relax, and the arms relax. And see if you can also relax through the sides of the neck and the throat. And just take a few easy breaths. And if anybody would like to add in some arm movement, I'll just give a few options. You could try all of them, you could try just one of them, none of them. So one option is to make kind of a snow angel out, up, and down with the arms. And if you do that one, I'll recommend keeping just a very slight bend in the elbows. Another option is arms in front of the chest. You crisscross the forearms and either go side to side or make some circles. And then another option is just sea monster arms, just letting them go any which way. That's the one I usually want to do if I'm just kind of wiggling around. Yeah. And then let's everybody do this. Take the arms just out kind of in front of the chest, long fingers. Now, if anybody's on the vertical block, you'll feel the shoulder blades kind of go off to the sides, and that's fine. If you're on the horizontal block, the shoulder blades should still be on the block. And then reach the arms more towards the ceiling, away from you, and the shoulder blades will go a little wider when you do that. And then plug the arms back in, moving in the direction of the floor, but keep a straight arm. So do that a few times, just reaching out and then drawing back in. Yeah, it's getting some good movement in the shoulder blades. See if you can keep the neck relaxed. And try not to let the shoulders themselves crunch up towards the ears. Want to maintain space in the neck. Yeah, good. And then we'll do one more thing here. Let's pause in the down position, but don't be aggressive with it. Just kind of relax. Slight little bend in the elbows. And then we'll let the arms go open. And then the arms come back to center. So do that a few times. And again, those of you who are on the vertical block, you'll feel the shoulder blades kind of squeeze in towards the block and then come away. If you're on the horizontal block, you'll feel the shoulder blades moving, but they're against the block the whole time. Good. All right. And then next time you're back up, let's release the arms, just let it relax. And then we'll change our shape somewhat. So we'll come up a little bit, and then we'll come back down and only have one block, and the one block will go under your head on the lowest height. The lowest height. Yeah. So like a block pillow. Your Fred Flintstone, his pillow is something like this, yeah. And then in this position, situate the edge of the block right at the spot where the base of the skull and the top of the neck come together. There's like a little divot. And then let the chin drop downward slightly. And let's just roll the head from side to side a couple of times. This is meant to feel good. If it's bothersome, just take the block out. We've got some muscles here. They're called the suboccipital muscles. The occiput, this part of the skull, and the suboccipital are right at the bottom of that. And just like anything, they get tight. Yeah, and then let's change our movement so we're drawing sort of a figure eight. You can think of your nose as drawing the circle or the eight pattern, and the head comes along. You can pretend you're listening to a good song. Just grooving along. All right, and then we'll do one more setting with the block. Let's just pause here, take a breath. And then you'll put your hands on the sides of the block and tip the end that's towards your head, tip that up so it kind of goes on the diagonal. And we're going to keep at least one hand here so the block doesn't fall. And the head is on this flat part of the side of the block. And now take again the head turn. And it's just a little different with the head at this angle and this flat part of the block. Some people like this version better, some people like the other one better. So just notice, sometimes I'll give the option one or the other. Yeah. And then let's pause and very delicately remove the block, return your head to the floor. Just take a moment here and notice how your body has landed after some of that block work. There's the shoulder blades, the upper back of the head. Yeah. And then from here, if the legs are long on the floor, let's bend up the knees and bring them in towards your chest. Just gather in, take a little side-to-side journey here. Just a little back and forth. And then we'll keep the right leg in and put the left leg long on the floor. And with both feet, just start to move around a little bit through the feet, the ankles, the toes, anything like that. Yeah, they might go crunch, crunch, crunch. And then we'll relax the feet and we'll take the right leg over to the left, coming into a twist. You choose how far you want to go with that. A little isn't worse than a lot. Now, as you're in this position, let's bring your awareness into the hip joint, the right side. And think about, just in your mind's eye, think about the ball and socket. And can you press the ball outward, away from the midline? And that might give you just a little bit of extra space. Yeah. All right, let's come back to center. And then we'll change legs. Pull the left one in, lengthen the right one. And then just like before, let's create some kind of movement in the feet, the toes, the ankles, anything like that. Yeah. And then when you're ready here, just let the feet relax and we'll take our twist. Left leg turns to the right. And then from here, once you're in position, think about the left ball and socket joint and press the ball out away from the midline. It's not going to go that far, but it might just give you that little extra space. Okay, when you're ready to come back, you shall hug both knees in again, give yourself a little squeeze. This time, if you want to take the legs in kind of opposite directions, you can explore there a little bit. And the other day it was very detailed leg circles, ball and socket movement. I don't remember who was here for that. All right, let's pause and we'll turn over, meeting in the all fours position. Yeah, so take your time to get there. And once you do, let's feel the floor. So find the way your hands meet the floor and your legs, which part of your body touches down. And whatever that part is, give it a little extra press as we round the back into a cat pose. And then on the inhale, let the pressure go as we come into our cow. So take that a few times. Exhale, it's a press and a rounding. And then the inhale, we let go of the press and create some extension through the spine. So let's do that a few more times. A little extra emphasis on the shoulder blades. When you come down with the chest, move the shoulder blades towards each other and down the back. And then when you round the back, let the shoulder blades pull apart. Let's do that a few times. Yeah. All right. And then from here, friends, let's go back to child's pose. Feel free to widen the knees if you like. We'll go on to the fingertips for a second. Give them that a little scrunch action. Lift up through the wrists, up through the palms of the hands, and maybe give the hips a little wobble from side to side. Yeah. All right. And then let's come up, back to your all fours. If you have blocks, let's grab the blocks and set them up side by side. We'll do a toe stretch variation here. Now, if you know the toe stretch in general is a no-go, just sit this one out. But if you're going to do it, we'll set up the knees on the blocks, tuck the toes under, and some of us will just be here with the hands forward. Some of us will feel fine to come up and sit on the heels. Yeah. Now, if you're up, you might find that the pinky toes can almost get under there, but not quite. If they need a little help, you can use your hands to give them a little help. And then let's just for a moment walk the knees back and try to press back through the middle of the heels, just straight back. Yeah. Great. Sarah, you okay? Yep. The look on your face is like...
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about it, but yeah, it's okay.
It looks good to me. Does it, I mean, does it hurt?
No, it just feels
it might.
weird.
It might feel a little unpleasant.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. If you want to make it worse, lean back a little. And now be gentle here. This will, for some of us, make it worse. Some of us make it better. Scooch the knees forward again, and that'll stretch a different part of the toes. Getting into a different toe joint. Yeah.
There's a reason they call this toe torture.
Toe torture, asana, yeah. Okay, we're getting out. Let's come forward. Very, very gently. Come off the blocks. Very, very gently give the feet just a little tappy tap tap. Yeah. Okay. And then let's pause here. Reset the blocks so they're forward on the medium height. And let's step the left foot forward, coming into this lunge variation. Now, if you know your feet have a tendency to cramp when you point the feet, I'm going to suggest you don't do the next part. Yeah? If your feet are fine, watch me for a second. You'll press down into the top of the right foot and have a little bit of weight in the hand so it's not all on the foot, and we'll come into this kind of lunge variation. Yeah? Let's give it a whirl. So up we come, pressing into the top of the foot. Notice how the ankle wants to roll out on the right side. Try not to. Try to stay right in the center. Yeah. Or you can come up and down if it's too much to stay. All right, down we come. Nice job. Yeah. No, that looks good. Did it feel okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back and forth a few times. We do very little in yoga to actually stretch the foot that direction. So every now and then it's a good thing to do. We spend a lot of time with the going the other way, so yeah. All right, let's pause with the front knee bent. This time tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, and then we'll change legs. So right one is forward, the left one is back. Untuck the toes, top of the foot on the floor. And just take a second, just know where you're going here. And when you're ready, up we come, and do have weight in the hands here. Yes, it's not all in the foot. Notice if the foot's rolling out, and see if you can hug in towards the midline. Yes. Everybody's breathing. Yeah, Sarah, that looks good.
Okay.
That looks good. All right, and then down comes the back knee. Yeah, take a few times to go back and forth. All right. And then to get out of this, let's just slide the right foot back, coming to the all fours again. We'll get rid of the blocks, put them to the side. And now head into child's pose. Let's have the toes tucked under and the arms forward, but don't go quite all the way back. Stay active in the arms, keep the hips a little lifted. And then let's press down into the floor, round the back, first coming through cat pose. Now let the toes lengthen back, the chest will come forward, the elbows will bend, and we'll gradually come down to the belly. Once you're down there, come up just a little bit in the chest, and let's take a slither cobra here. A little back and forth. Good. Oh, I forgot to, Lucy, is that transition okay for your back? Yeah, all right. Let's pause here. And then without going anywhere, try to drag the hands to the feet. Move the chest forward, and let's hover the legs just a little bit off the floor. Yeah. Good. Lower yourself down. And then just the upper body here, let's peel up and back, going again into child's pose. Whatever you want to do with the feet is fine. Keep the arms forward, keep the hips a little lifted. And we'll take that transition again. Roll up through cat, continue forward, and then we unravel, elbows bend, landing on the belly. This time a little different. Try to drag the hands to the feet. Pull the chest forward, keep the tops of the feet on the floor, and then if it feels okay to hover the hands, do. It's not about lifting high, but it is about keeping the shoulders away from the floor. Upper back is engaged. Yeah, let's set the hands back down, and then do that little drag. Hands try to pull towards the feet. Pull yourself forward to come up. Back we go, child's pose, toes tuck under this time. Just for a second, take the mat with your hands, just kind of a fistful of mat. Push forward with the hands and try to pull apart. Yeah. Now, if you want to keep your hands here for down dog, feel free. If you'd rather put the hands back the regular way, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just show how it would look if you wanted to try it. Yeah. All right, friends. And then if anybody did the funky hand position, you'll reset yourself. Let's take a wider stance in the legs. Bend both knees, walk your hands back to the feet, heels eventually come down, and then we'll prop up so the forearms are on the thighs. Let's stay here, and at first just take a little side to side. Yeah. And then remember when we had our head on the block and we did the figure eight? Let's do a figure eight here. Good. All right, friends. And then we'll let our movement settle down. Press down into the heels. Use the inhale to grow tall. Arms lift overhead. And then the exhale, just set the arms back down. Keep your wide stance. Little bend in the knees. Just wiggle around a little bit. Slither asana. Yeah. And then we'll take a few side bend variations. I'll mirror you for this part. Let's keep your wide stance. Take the arms out and up. Use the right hand to grasp the left forearm. Pull up and go over to the right and just see how that feels. And notice how it's different when you press down through the left foot, especially the heel. Good. And now we're going to back off the heel. Let the heel lift. Pull yourself a little further over and try to stay over this far as the heel slowly sinks back down. And then once it does, press it down into the floor. Oh, yeah. Good. Up we come. Changing sides. So first we pull up and over. Notice what's going on. And notice how it's different when you press down through the sole of the right foot, especially the heel. Good. Back off, lift the heel, go over a little further, and try to stay over that far as the heel slowly oozes back down to the floor. And once it does, you'll press it into the mat. Ah, nice job, guys. Let's come up on an inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Nice job. Reset your feet so the feet are right underneath you. And let's circle it out for some loops. So are you okay? Yeah. I'm not used to having you over
I
this
know,
side.
I feel awkward.
Yeah, go the other direction. Alrighty, friends. From here, let's stay at the back of the mat. And take a small bend in both knees. And if you can, lift the toes up off the floor And see if you can press down through the heel, right at the front of the heel, kind of in the middle. Keep that. And then roll a little towards the pinky side of the foot, not the pinky toe itself, but the ball of the pinky toe. Press down there, and then come in and press down through the ball of the big toe. So we've got like a tripod, the center of the heel, ball of the pinky toe, ball of the big toe. Keep those 3 points as you lengthen the legs. Toes can still be lifted or you could set them down, up to you. Let's take the arms out and up. Inhale. And then on the exhale, relax a little as we forward fold. Let's take a slight bend in both knees, hands to the shins. Inhale our half lift. Move the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, we come down, little bend in the knees. Find that tripod in the feet. Press down to rise up. Inhale to grow. Exhale to fold. Let's soften the knees on the way down. Halfway lift. Great. And now we're going to come down and head into plank pose. Take your time to get there and feel free to do a different variation if you need. We'll stay for a little bit. Yeah. Now, if you're in the same version as I am, or if you have straight arms, can you broaden the collarbones? Can you lift up through the belly? And then those of you with straight legs, can you push a little forward and back on the feet? And just without looking in your mind's eye, when it feels like the soles of the feet are straight up and down, pause. Yeah, good. Nice job. Okay, let's very slowly lower the knees down. Bend the elbows, lower the belly down. Now we're going to do another little foot exercise here. Let's fold the hands and just rest your forehead on the hands. Scoot your legs back and down one at a time. And now do your best to tuck your toes under here. Likely they won't all get tucked under, just whatever you've got. And then press back through the heels. Firm up through the thighs so that right around the kneecap you'll feel engaged and the knees actually lift a little off the floor. And then from here, keep that engagement. Press the toes into the floor and start to drag the toes back until they flip over and then land the toenails on the floor. Yeah, so we're going to do that 2 more times. Tuck the toes under. Press back through the heels. The kneecaps will firm up and they'll lift a little. And then drag back and down. Next one will be a little different. Let's retuck. Press back through the heels, engage the legs, hold the position, and then just stay where you are with the arms, but hover the head a little bit so you're kind of looking at the hands. Let me say this before we do it. We're not actually going to lift, but what I want you to imagine is if you're trying to lift the torso and the thighs off the floor completely evenly, but have the arms and the toes still down. Yeah, we're not really going to do it, so pretend. Inhale. On the exhale, press into the floor, tone up through the body as if you could levitate the torso. And then on the inhale, relax. Let's do that 2 more times. So on the exhale, we press down to lift up. Good. And then relax. Last one. Yes. Good. And then relax. Let's drag the toes back. Bend the knees so the feet are up in the air and draw some circles here on the ceiling. A lot of work for not going anywhere, huh? Let's go the other direction. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's let the feet back down. And then let's head into our downward facing dog pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your time to get there. And then once you're in position, just a slight bend in the knees for a sec. Don't go anywhere, but press down into the floor and try to push the mat forward with your hands so that the hips shift back. And at the very, very tops of the thighs, can you widen? Notice how that shifts the weight towards the pinky side of the foot. Can you hug in a little so the weight's more over the ball of the big toe? And then very slowly re-lengthen the legs. The heels likely won't touch the floor, but think of the backs of the knees to the backs of the heels reaching towards the floor. Yeah, this is a nice little calf stretch. And then from here, friends, let's head to the front of the mat, feet forward. Little bend in the knees when you get there. Let's find that foot tripod. Bend the knees, press into the feet as you inhale, we grow tall. And then on the exhale, release the arms. Yeah, we made it to stand again. We'll celebrate some hula hoops. Around we go. And other direction. Okay, great. So from here, the next set of poses, let's set up the blocks in the front. And we won't get there right away, but at one point we'll be putting a knee down for lunge. If you know you need a blanket for that, just have it handy and you can slide it in when the time comes. All right, so let's be at the front of the mat, hands right here on the top of the pelvis. We'll step the right leg back, coming into a lunge pose with the back heel lifted and both knees bent. Great. And now on the front foot, can you press into that tripod? And on the back foot, hug the ankle in slightly so you're more over the big toe side. The pinky will probably lift up. And then slowly we lengthen both legs. Yeah, do that again. We bend, come down. Try to maintain that even pressure on the front foot and then come back up. And then we're going to add on and come down. When we come up, let's take the arms overhead. And then when we come down, just bend the front knee here. Keep the back leg straight and hinge the torso forwards from this diagonal. Yeah, pretend you're holding something between your hands. And squeeze it with the pinky side of the hand. Let the thumb side come a little away from your imaginary thing. Good. All right, let's take the arms back. Bend the back knee a little. And then on the inhale, we rise up, both legs straight and both arms lift. Let's take that a few more times. Exhale, we bend. Torso goes forward, arms go back. Inhale, we re-lengthen. That's it. One more time going down. One more time going up. And now this time when we go down, we'll stay. So come on down, same position we were just in. Keep the arms back. Can you lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor? Stretch back through the fingers and lengthen out through the back leg. Yeah, nice job, guys. And then to get out, let's release the hands, blocks or the floor. Release the back knee down. And you can decide if you want to keep the toes tucked or stretch the toes back. Let's go back and forth a few times. We did this before. I'm going to add on a little bit. Good job. Next time we shift back. Let's stay. And give the hips a little side to side. Just a little tail wag. All right. Let's pause next time we go left. Not all the way left, but kind of medium left. And then can you drop the left hip? Can you move the chest forward?
Straighten.
That's it. And then if you're able to be on the heel with the toes up, do. If that's too much, it's okay to have the foot down a little, but if you can't, pull up, spread out through the toes, and pull the pinky toe side of the foot towards you a little. Yeah, good. Can you move the chest forward again? Good. All right. Did the pelvis shift to the right? Mine did. If yours did, can you go a little left? Yeah, good. All right, now let's stay here but back off. Just relax a little. Can you bring the sole of the foot to the floor or towards the floor? It might not get all the way there. And then this is a kind of a strange request. Can you bend at the ankle so the toes go in slightly? That's it. Move the chest forward. And if you can walk the arms to the left and possibly go outside of the leg. If that's not a wise decision, keep the arms right where you have them. Yeah. This is getting us a similar place to when we did that lunge with the toenails on the floor. Remember that?
Yeah, it feels similar.
Yeah, it does. in the best way, Sarah?
Yeah, because at least I don't feel that pressure of my body.
Fair enough. All on that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, just one more moment here. Think of the line of your torso and let the pelvis draw back and the chest draw forward so they can move away from each other. Ooh, and does that make it worse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. All right, let's back off. Reset the arms. Reset the front foot. Rebend the front knee. Let's tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee. And then we'll ditch the blocks. Plank pose. If you need a break, take it. Otherwise, plank pose. Broaden the collarbones, zip up through the belly. Let's stay here, and this time, if you have straight legs, bend the knees a little. If you have straight arms, bend the elbows a little and turn the elbow tips back towards the tips of the knees. Yeah, and this just makes plank a whole lot worse, doesn't
thank
it?
you
Yeah.
so much.
We have a tendency to kind of prop ourselves, but if the joints are a little bent, there's more engagement. All right, let's do child's pose. Put the knees down and go back. Yeah, take spider fingers in the hands, a little wiggle in the hips if you like that. And if anybody else, if you want other hand stuff, you can flip the palms to face up and just curl in and out a couple of times. That was just side one though, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to side
Yeah, it's gonna
two.
be fantastic.
Welcome.
Yeah. Let's try it. Come back to down dog. Just as a transition there. And then we come forward, feet to the hands. Let's find our foot tripod and the knees a little, press down to rise up. And then release the arms. Yay! All right, you guys. Yeah, looking great. Looking great. So remember what you need for the next set. If you want the blanket, make sure the blocks are handy if you're using them. All right, and then we'll start upright. So hands here right at the top of the pelvis. Left leg comes back, toes are tucked under, and then we bend both knees. Yeah? On the front foot, find the tripod, the heel, the ball of the pinky toe, the ball of the big toe. On the back foot, hug the ankle in slightly. Yeah. And then let's come up, lengthen both legs, and come down. You don't have to go down too deep if you don't want to. And then up, and down. One more time, up and down. And then we'll change it. So let's come up, raise the arms. And when you bend, hinge forward. Keep the back leg straight. Let's land in this diagonal line. Hold an imaginary something in between your hands. Squeeze with the pinkies and let the thumbs move a little away from the midline. Yeah, good. And then we come down, bend the back knee. Take the arms back. On the inhale, we come up, both legs lengthen, both arms lift. Exhale, we bend and hinge. Inhale, we lift and lengthen. That's it. Continue going and pay attention to what your feet are doing. Nice job, guys. Let's pause the next time we're in this hinged position. Lengthen the back leg, but keep everything else the same. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor. Pull back through the fingertips. Yeah, you guys. Nice work. Down come the arms. Down comes the back knee. Whatever you want to do with the back foot is fine. Take a few rounds to stretch out the leg. Anything you want at first. My tighter side. All right, next time the hips shift back. Let's stay. You can walk the arms back a little if you like. And we'll take our tail wag. Right and left. And then next time you go a little to the right, let's stay. Can you drop the right hip a little? Can you move the chest forward? Look at the foot. Spread out through the toes and draw the pinky toe back and just a little press out through the ball of the big toe. Yeah, good. Now notice if you did that, if the pelvis shifted left, mine did. Can you go just a little to the right, just a little bit? That's it. And then we'll back off a little. Do the best you can to bring the sole of the foot towards the floor. It might not get all the way there. And then we'll bend at the ankle so the toes angle in. Oh, yeah. Now for some of us, this is plenty. Some of us will take the arms to the right, either just a little bit or all the way outside. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah. Breathe, breathe. No. And then just think about the line of your torso and move. Let the pelvis and the chest move away from each other in that diagonal line. Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. The body is very smart and has ways of getting out of things. A lot of times it's by rounding the back. All right, let's undo and come back to center. Reset the front leg just delicately here. Once you're way out of that, tuck the back toes under if it's not already. Up we come lunge. Let's get rid of the blocks. Oh, let's do another plank with bent lips. Yeah, come on back.
Let's not
Come on
forget
back.
that.
Yeah. Take a second. Yeah, before you go. Broaden the collarbones, lift the belly. And then tiny bend in the knees, tiny bend in the elbows. Spin the tips of the elbows back towards the tips of the knees. Yes. Bill, can you lift up a little more? Yes. Yes. Everybody, keep your head in line with the rest of the spine. Now, Sarah, if you can, walk the feet back a smidge and lower the hips a smidge. That's it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Did that make it worse? All right, child's pose.
Oh,
Yeah, nice. Oh. But think of now all those peanut butter Easter eggs. Those are so good. No, I think they're so
they're
good.
awful. Awful.
The Reese's peanut butter eggs, oh, they're better than even the regular Reese's, I think. Peeps are gross though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's take another little break. Down to the belly. Rest your forehead, bend your knees. Either side to side with the legs or circles. So whatever. Yeah. And then while we're here, might as well do a quad stretch, yeah? So let's keep the right knee in, put the left one long, and reach back behind the foot or the ankle there. That's it. And then down we come, switcheroo, other side. This one feels pretty good to me. Let's put the leg down. Stay in the belly, just wiggle around a little bit. And then let's head into downward facing dog. That will just as a transition, we won't stay for too long. All right, friends. Let's meet in standing forward fold. Any way you want to do it. You'll press down through the feet. We'll inhale the arms up. And then they'll come down. Yay! Does anybody's feet feel like really good?
Yeah, they feel
I
great.
feel great. All right.
They feel loose and
It's
relaxed.
like open and
It's like,
yeah.
okay, wow.
I've been on a foot kick lately, so let me show you our next little sequence here. I'll suggest blocks on the highest height for this. And then here's how it'll look. We'll lift up kind of like we're marching. And then that leg will go back and we'll take opposite arms. So my right hand to left block. And then just wait though, and then I come up. And then I take the other side, left hand to right block. Yeah, so I stay on the same leg, but I change what arm is tapping down.
You're making me chunk on.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. But I'm not gonna make us. The other day we had to stand and do these like funky
And I
things.
had,
Yeah.
I had to think about it.
Yeah. This one will be fairly straightforward. Let's have the left leg as the base and the right leg as the up leg. So first, just find this. On the left foot, can you plant that tripod? Yeah? Keep that the whole time. And then we hinge forward. And then let's take right hand to left block. You can just touch. You don't have to stay there. And then we come back up, same leg. And then when we come down, it's left hand to right block. It's okay if the pelvis turns a little. It'll probably have to. Good. Let's go again. Same leg.
You think I'm balanced and coordinated, don't you?
I can't do it without spotting. So then
You can look at the floor.
No.
And then can we do one more round on this side? Like the one more round of right left. How's it going over there?
Yeah, no. Not that coordinated in my head.
Well, I lost it in the
Yeah.
end. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But
At
Yes.
least there are no alligators.
There's no alligators.
Exactly.
We did the crocodile crossing the other day. Yeah, a few feet got nipped at. All right, second side.
Sure.
I just forgot which side we already did. So it's right leg down, left leg up. That's it. Let's march. And then down we come. You choose which arm is going first. Goes to the opposite block. And then up. And then it's the second side. Yep, so we'll do 3 rounds total if you can. Keep the right foot grounded on that triangle, that little tripod. Oh no! We had a little block casualty. This side's getting tired sooner. Guys, we're nearly there. If you're still going, take your time. When you're done, we'll be done.
I haven't quite gotten that balance yet.
That's okay. That's why we're practicing it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the movement. Yeah, and Bill, this is actually similar to that one you showed me earlier. Yeah. Let's just wiggle around a little bit. All right. And then just as a little counter pose, take the feet medium, not too wide. Bend the knees, bring the hips back, forearms on the thighs. Yeah, and just be relaxed here. Nothing special. You can wiggle a little, sway a little if you want. Yeah. Okay. A lot of work today in the feet and the legs. So we'll take a round of Supta Padangusthasana. Let's press into the foot tripod here. Inhale your way up. And then down come the arms. So I'll show an option, and if you don't want to do it, you'll go without the prop, without the blocks. Some of you might prefer to have the blocks two like this. I'm going to demonstrate just on the one. But there's this little tricky move, little tricky maneuver. So the block is under the pelvis, and then watch here the tricky move. So we'll be in this position as we often are, and then when we go out to the side, look what happens if I go too far. Uh-oh, I fall off. Yeah, so we want to keep the pelvis level on the block. That'll kind of keep you honest. And here's the tricky move. When we take the leg over to the other side, same deal. If I go even a little bit, I'm going to fall. So we're going to bend the bottom knee, lift the pelvis, scooch it to the side, and then go. Yeah, same thing, you undo that on the way back. And I'll say that again, I just wanted you to see it. So if you don't want to do the block, if you just want to have the hips on the floor, that's fine. Totally fine instead. Some people like this one, some people don't. We'll have the right leg up. That's it. And then the right leg up, or left leg if you want. And then we'll put the left leg down on the floor, but let's keep the left leg active so you're pressing outward through the heel and trying to roll the inner thigh towards the floor so the leg doesn't flop out to the side. Yeah, and some of you might get a little bit of a stretch through the front of the left hip in doing this. Yeah, now on the right foot, just for a second, bend the knee a little bit. And as you reach straighten the leg, press the sole of the foot up into the strap. But at the same time, press the thigh bone down. Think of plugging the ball into the socket. Good. All right. Now, as we take the leg out to the right, those of you who are not on the block, pretend that you are. And if you go too far, the crocodiles will get you. Because we don't want to fall off. Yeah. And just go to whatever place you're working with today. Good. And then we'll come back up to the center. Here's our little tricky move. You'll bend the bottom knee, scooch the pelvis to the right. And you can do this too if you're not on the block. And then re-lengthen the leg. Take the right leg over to the left. You choose the amount. Yeah, good. Now, whatever distance you've gone. Sarah, is that a good? Yeah. Is that it feels good or feels not so good?
It's an uncertainty.
It's an uncertainty.
A lot of background on that.
Yeah. See if you, for everybody, you can move the right. Think of moving the right, the thigh bone away from your head. So towards the bottom foot. And on the top, the right foot, can you press the inner foot as much as the outer foot? Pretend you had something you could stand on. I'm lucky I've got a wall. And press into your foot tripod. Yeah. Good. And then as we come up, we'll have to readjust. So rebend the bottom knee, scooch so that you're right in the middle again. Good. All right, guys. And then let's bend the knee. Release the foot. Just pause here for a second before we swap sides. If you need to adjust your setup on the block, take a minute. Yeah, good. Okie dokie. Side two. So left leg comes up. Take your time to adjust the position. Right leg goes long. And press out through the right heel and roll down through the right inner thigh. That's it. Now on the left leg, just for a sec, we'll bend the knee a little bit. Press the sole of the foot up into the strap, and at the same time, press the ball into the socket so that we get kind of an even effort, even length on both sides. Yeah, good. All right, now from here, put both straps in the right and then the left hand. Right leg maintains its position. We take left leg to the left, but only go so far that you can stay evenly on the block. And if you don't have a block, pretend you do. And don't let the crocodiles get you. I gotta say, having this wall here is very convenient. And we didn't do it today, but this position right here is very similar to half moon pose or triangle pose. Let's come back up, bend the bottom knee, scooch the pelvis towards the left. As we re-lengthen the leg, we'll take the left leg to the right. You choose how far you're going with it. Yeah? And then think about the hip crease. Right at the top of the thigh bone, press that away from you. So you get a little more space. And then in the foot, find your foot tripod and pretend that you have a surface to press into with the sole of the foot. Yeah. Sari, I don't think you scooched enough, but it's okay. We're almost done.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. Whatever.
Yeah, okay. All right. You're good. Let's rebend the bottom knee. Make that little adjustment to come back to center. Now, if you're okay to stay on the block, do. If you need to get off, come on. Let's unhook the foot. Just be here for a second. Yeah. Oh. All right. Yeah. Option here. You could just stay where you are. This can be done with or without a block. If you want to add on, lift the legs off the floor. Keep them bent for a second. Just go one leg, two legs. Yeah. And then from here, as we bring the legs up, it's your choice if you want more of an active press out through the feet pose, or if you want more of a relaxed, keep the knees and the ankles and the feet just kind of soft. They're both valid. You choose. Yeah. Legs up the imaginary wall. Then we'll do one more thing here. Let's bend the knees. Let one foot come down and then the other. Doesn't matter which. Stay up on the block if you've got the block, and see if you can wiggle a little so the shoulder blades tuck under on the back. And now the forearms will be on the floor. You can either have palms down or you could do more of like a karate chop on the pinky side of the hand, whatever is most comfortable. Now it's just a little pulse. press the forearms straight down into the floor, and kind of like a seesaw, you'll feel the shoulder blades press into the upper back. And then let that relax, and do that a few times. So we press the forearms down, let the shoulder blades press into the back ribs, and down, and then one more time. Yeah, good job. Okay, relax. Let's lift the hips to take the block out. Release yourself back down. And just pause here for a second. Notice how it feels now coming off of the prop. Yeah, we're going to separate the feet a little. Knees are bent. And just very easy, very gently let the legs go from side to side. I like arms overhead. You can do anything though, whatever feels best. Yeah. And then let's pause the next time the knees drop over towards the right. Yeah. If it feels all right to reach the left knee, just kind of reach it away from you and reach the arms in the opposite direction. Go ahead and try that. If you don't like it, just stay kind of where you are. And then we'll back off and change. So the knees drop left. The right knee reaches away from us, and we pull back a little through the arms. Kind of like a wake up stretch. Yeah, good. And then let's come back to center. Reset the feet so they're not quite as wide. Just let them come in a little bit. And then let's take the hands to the front of the thighs and create a little pressure. Just hands press straight into the legs. And then we'll back it off and go again. A little press. And release. And one more time, little press. Release. Oh, and then we'll do Lucy's favorite. Let's take the right foot and scoop it underneath left foot and left buttock. The right knee will go, some of us it'll touch the floor, some of us it'll hover. Yeah, that's perfect. And then pick up the left leg, keeping the knee bent, and just give it a little hug in. Now, if anybody feels really unstable or if it's too much on the bottom leg, put a prop under the thigh so that it's not hovering. That's it. And now think about, without a lot of effort, just letting the back ribs sink downward towards the floor and imagine them kind of spreading wider. Yeah, both feet can relax at this point. You've been pretty active with the feet, but just let them relax. Good. And then very gently, let's undo the left leg first. Undo the right leg next. Let's take one little thigh press before we switch sides just to reset the center. And then the left foot will now come underneath in between the right heel and the right buttock. And then the right leg comes in. And ooh, that's my tighter side. If you need a prop under the left side, you can take it. Yeah. Now, if you do this sort of thing at home, if you know you have a tighter side, my best advice, do the tight side first, and then the other side, and then do a repeat. So that side gets a little extra. Good. Just very gently think of the back ribs sinking down and spreading apart. Yeah. All right. And then very, very gently undo the right side, undo the left side, and then hands find the thighs. One more time, find that press. Yes, yogis. And next we'll head into Shavasana, yeah? So you take your time to set up. If you need to do any movement beforehand, that's fine. I'm going to shut off some of these lights. Yeah. And then let's just let the work be done. Sometimes a lot of the work is brain work. Relax the brain, and just let your mind be. Let it do what it does. You relax through the chest and the belly and the face. And imagine the whole back of the body becoming a little wider across. And the whole front of the body softening into the back body. The whole body. Ride the gentle wave of your breath. Bring your attention back to your body. Gently let's let the head roll from side to side. You can add in any movement elsewhere, hands and the feet maybe. Take a little stretch. And when you're ready, allow your knees to bend and roll yourself to one side. And find your way up again in a seated position. Hands right at heart center. Light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.